Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Sometimes it's so great to be out of the way. Out of the way. I say that because so much could be going on with you that the turmoil of the world just goes by you. You got your own issues. Yeah, they going through things, but you got your own issues. You got your own wars. You got your own battles. They don't know if you winning. They don't know if you losing. So many of them out there likely want you to lose. They want to count you out. See you out of the mix. Just keep living. Keep living. My mindset now is being God body or Yah body. Not allowing everything to get me off my square. Some things ain't my business. It's hard not to add my input on some things, especially that, usually would offend me, but I got other things to worry about. This lifetime had you pressing towards making money, towards making a living, towards building, when so much is deteriorating. This economic system is just not what it was. And then in many ways it is all it ever was. Those that have connections that are dependent upon, relationships, those things are still keeping them solid a lot of times. So often it's about who you know. I guess that's why it's easy for some to brown nose, some to be right up in the mix with people that really their character and their integrity ain't there. But being associated with them comes with financial, rewards. That ain't me. I can't go alone to get along. But I definitely don't like ever being in a struggle mode. And not in a struggle mode, but at times things get tight. So you start nipping and tucking. You decide to go less, do less, all that, so that what you do have, it can last. Being a sower or one that believes in giving, people reach out their hands for help, but they are hardly ever reach out their hands to be help. Can't be mad at folks for being who they are. You got to believe folks when they show themselves. And you also, you'll see. Life will show you. You can be available for so many people. But when your time comes, they not be available to you. Some of the main people that will, complain about you not being there be the same ones who've changed their phone numbers through the process of time. And they didn't call you, you didn't call them. But at the time that you tried to call them to be a shoulder or whatever, their number was changed. And they never took the time to give you that new number because you weren't a viable person for them. You're a person in a time of need that they may come to, but you're not a person that's viable when they up. Them making sure you good is not the play. That's not the play at all. Most of the time I hear about anybody, and having struggles or whatever, I usually hear it in the streets. So, people wonder, it's like, okay, they say that you're not supposed to lend your ear to gossip or whatever, or what is called gossip. But if only information you ever get on folks is elsewhere, not directly from them, what do you go on? You say, I am my brother's keeper type situation. It be what it be. How can you keep anybody that's, not continually keeping you in the loop? And the only time that, you fall in that loop is when they get to their last leg or whatever, and they know that they can count on you. That's one thing about love. I have folks that will basically go all the way out of their way for certain situations, and never me. Don't get mad about it though, no more. It is what it is, and I don't hold them to it. But it's just like you just realize and know where you at, know where you stand with people. I'll be on my island. The things that I worry about, that I concern myself about, they ain't nobody else concerned. Most people don't even give a care. They don't care. So I just have to maintain. I don't get, I'm not no longer bitter about, some things and stuff like that. Some of it I have to acknowledge. This is the bed I made. The fact that I couldn't depend on people, I learned to not depend on people. So now that I can't depend on people still, what? That's a choice. I made a choice a long time ago to, call people, look out for people, and then eventually I made the choice to not do that no more. Not to be hurt by that. My number don't change. But yet, nobody has my number. That thing of being consistent, you gotta keep being consistent. It's my way. It's how I look at it. People can get mad at me for being consistent, and that's on them. I'm not mad at myself. If anything, if I can't depend on nobody to have me, I got me. Y'all got me. And I'm gonna definitely still be a beacon of light. I'm gonna still love on people. I'm not gonna stop or shut up my blessings or my Baruch. I'm not gonna stop being who I am. If Yah leads me to bless somebody that ain't never gave a care about me, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be obedient. I'm gonna support whomever, whenever Yah tells me. I'm gonna be about that love. One of the things about being who I am, I get to see both sides of situations, and I can empathize sometimes. I'm a man, 100%, but I can empathize with these daughters of Zion out here, wanting to be protected and covered, but they also want their liberty and freedom. And being bound for so long or told how to do, they want to discover on what they're able to do. And sometimes, sad enough, to win nowadays, women use sexualization, and that's how they view themselves winning their liberty, exposing their bodies and just doing things like that. And I used to feed into that. I used to be, straight up whoremonger and stuff. But now I'm getting older and stuff like that, and I'm like, sis, your value is too much for that. Don't do that. Because in the end, you might have your freedom, but in the end, you're not going to be the pick. You might be chosen for a moment, but you're not going to be the long-term pick. You don't see it. All he want to do is, get a little tryst, get a little, bump, a little grind, and then, you out of his mind. He done with you. He may come back for a repeat on that, but you ain't the one that he wants to build with. Not at all. And yet, once you done served up what you, put out there, you displayed, that's the only value you have to him. Your conversation means nothing. You just lost. You a lost one. And it's so sad, men will hold on for years trying to get into somebody's bed, a female's bed, and once they get in there, they out. So many women, think that, okay, they had these marriage goals and stuff like that, and they don't reach those goals, but yet they add another notch to a man's belt. And a lot of times people say, okay, well, he's a notch on her belt, but men we don't count that. We don't look at it the same way. Being a father and stuff like that of 3 daughters, the perspective of that is so different, than before I was a father. When I was out here whoring and stuff like that, it was get what you can get. And the fact that, females called me ugly and stuff like that, I was victimized in that situation. I'm like, I'm going to get my reputation out there being as nasty as is nasty. And I'm picking up, this chick, that chick, from 10 to 5, the ranking, I had them all, and it's nothing to brag about because, went about it with an immoral way. You could tell the truth and still your confidence or whatever will get you things. But I wasn't confident when it came to life. Confident in sexuality, something that's fleeting, that's weak. It's a time I was able to have money in my pockets and stuff as a manager and stuff like that because the whole goal was getting women. So I could put money to the side and save, and I'm always been able to save and stack and do. But women was the goal. That was so weak. So weak. So weak. I'm like, as smart as a person as I am, I should have put my time into schooling and stuff like that. But of course, it was all about getting with females and stuff. I don't regret where I'm at because I've learned so much, and it actually has allowed me to know Yah and Yah know me. I've gotten so far spiritually that I doubt that I ever would have gotten to, because if I was about capitalism, the way I was going at it with the women and stuff like that, if I went at it with the same vigor, there's no way I probably would even know Yah. I probably would be dead of AIDS or whatever, because I definitely thought that was going to be my route. I had a period that, I thought that was my route. I thought I was going to die doing things reckless. But seriously, around 25, around that time, I got tired of it. And I'm like, I look at so many people my age, 50 years old, and they don't seem to be tired of that lifestyle. They out there just doing reckless stuff. And it's all about females, sex. And it's like, does it ever become enough? Do you ever, want to secure a situation where you have somebody that's about you and that you don't have to deal with the thoughts of, okay, is she sharing herself with others and stuff like that. And that's it's leading to that when you got a woman that's always exposing herself. Her body is everybody's view. Some people cool with that. I don't understand how people can be cool with that. I'm one that's always been, I want my own. You know, I don't know. Whatever it is, I want my own. Being raised up in the house with cousins and stuff like that, there'd be many times, we have certain dinner meals or whatever, and you got to share it. So you only get a portion. When it came to video game system, you got to share it. It ain't really yours. The other person has, their say on the matter. So often, the ones, that you're sharing it with can make a decision on who playing with it, who accessing it. You may not want somebody to have access to it, but of course it ain't fully yours, so you don't really have that say. I ain't for sharing on certain things. I used to be able to, when it came to birthdays, not share my cake. Oh, that's my cake. And I ain't gonna lie, I used to enjoy that, not having to share. But I'm glad I got past that birthday thing and the selfishness that came with it and stuff like that, because it was basically the only time that I had my own. It was mine. But the spirit behind that thing just had me all off and to the left. Because mine. One of the things that end up growing up though in me though is like when I would have gatherings and stuff like that, mine, I got less focused on the presents and the gifts and stuff, and I just wanted people to be there. But that's the thing though, when you're not popular or whatever, you can't always determine, who gonna be there. You can invite everybody, but some people will show and some won't. Will they have something else to do? Will they sit and believe and see you as worthy of their time? See, I run into that now. People will tell me, we gonna do this, we're gonna do that, but the time never, seems to fit or never, matches up, or something else ever comes to fruition, and then it's like I'm almost an afterthought or whatever and stuff like that, and it's like can't get mad at it. It is what it is, especially if it's a male and he got an opportunity to be with a woman and stuff like that. It's like, what do you expect? Because I know dang well I'm gonna choose my wife over any other friends or whatever, so can't get mad at it. It is what it is. I know sometimes though, when you're in a relationship or whatever long term, you do need to get some time away and stuff like that. So it's good to have friends other than just the person you're with. I have friends, but basically most of the time I'm sitting here on the side of this garage or in my lab or in front of the TV, or I'm doing something by myself, playing my game or whatever. Don't have too many times that I just take a role with somebody or I'm spending time one-on-one with anybody. I might have phone conversation with somebody, but it ain't like in the past when I was younger. We had road dogs, or I was the road dog with somebody like, hey, let's roll, let's go. Missed that a little bit. Missed that. You probably need to build up some new friend relationships, but that trust thing is definitely something that's got to be earned, and nowadays, again, it's not the easiest thing to do. Well, I just wanted to ramble a bit. neighbor out here starting to do his little singing thing, so I'm gonna probably get off of here. So, shalom, hallelujah.